Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you once again from North Carolina. Maybe one day I'll get out of the state of North Carolina and get on the trail somewhere else. But in the meantime, this is where I'm coming from. All right, folks, so welcome to another 2019 Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker update. If you're new to the channel, this is where a lot of folks come to check on the thru hikers for this year and find out who's summited and who's SOBOing, who's still got a little bit of NOBO left, and what all's going on the trail. So if you'll hit that subscribe button down there and hit that bell, you'll get my notice of my weekly updates, and then you can go over to my Facebook page at Ramdino Roaming the Trail, and there we got all the links for all the social media accounts for everybody that we're tracking right now as they're on their trip, either to all the way to Katahdin or all the way to Springer or anywhere in between. So let's go ahead and get on the update. Right now it's looking like we have somewhere around the low to mid 700s of folks that have summited Katahdin on their NOBO hike. So we'll go ahead and talk about who summited. Lolly and Pop, they summited, and they were bag tag number 711 and 712. Mauser and Leaks, they summited, and they summited the first of this week. Don't know their bag tag numbers, but they have decided that the rumor is not true and they are not going to be doing a yo-yo. However, they may be doing another long distance trail in the near future, maybe even looking to do a Triple Crown over the next few years. So congratulations, Mauser and Leaks. We enjoyed watching y'all. Y'all put out a lot of great videos, and if you're not familiar with those trail names, that's Amy and John, and they have done a great job. We enjoyed watching them and keeping us posted on how things were going. Anchor, he has summited. He was going to wait and summit tomorrow, which is the 16th, with his birthday, but I guess he just couldn't wait and do it. And he ran out of trails to hike up there, so he decided he'd go ahead and summit. He is going to summit again tomorrow on his birthday, and he's going to summit again on the 19th. There's a group of folks that he kind of did some trail magic in the 100-mile wilderness for, and that group's coming through on the 19th, so he developed a bond with them, and he's going to summit with them. So Anchor, congratulations on your summit. Halo summited on last Friday, and Halo was number 617. There's a few folks that we had missed out that contacted us, and I encourage everybody to contact me that wants to, for me to update everybody about when they summited. Reno summited, and then also Timber summited. Timber was number 446, so we don't have Reno's number, but we did have Timber's there. And I wanted to give a special summit picture here of a very special person, and I wanted to dedicate this update to this person. The person's name is Kirby. She was a thru hiker that was not able to complete the trail this year due to some serious injuries that she sustained about 4 months ago on the trail. These type of injuries would have kept a normal person off the trail for probably a lifetime, but she has persevered and come back and is still recovering from those injuries, but she decided to go ahead and summit with some special friends of hers that she had been on the trail with. And so Kirby, this goes out to you, dedicating this update to you, and just your intestinal fortitude and the fact that you were such a champion and that you made it up there on that sign at Katahdin. So that's just a testimony to who you are, not only on the outside, but who you are on the inside. So great to see you up there, and congratulations, and look forward to whatever's going to be happening with you in the near future, or the far future for that matter. Weather report. We'll be giving out some, changing the format of how I'm doing my weather reports. Before, I've been doing everything right from the National Weather Service and giving it to you with the nearest town, which did not take into account the change in elevation. So I'm going to be using AT Weather. I'm going to be giving it to you from the shelters, which according to the person who built the app for AT Weather, it takes into account the elevation change and kind of does that math for you, so you don't have to about the temperature drop from elevation from the town where the National Weather Service takes the weather readings to the shelters. So it's fairly accurate. I feel like it is. I've used it on when I take my trips, and it seems to be very accurate, so I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to start using that instead. And so the Logan Brook lean-to there in the 100-mile wilderness at mile 2,118, which is a no-mow mile, and all these miles will be no-mow. The only day really this week of significant percentage of rain is tomorrow, Monday, and then the rest of it looks like you ought to be in the clear and have a great week for hiking. Your first part of the week, your temps going to be in during the day, going to be in the high 40s. And then at night, they're going to be in the high 50s to the low 40s. Then by the end of the week, it starts getting a little warmer for you around that area, and the temps are rising up into the high 50s to the mid 60s during the day, and the temps around 50 at night. Fingerboard shelter in New York, you can't really, there's no really high percentage of rain, so you shouldn't be getting any rain this week, or not a lot of it. It's always a slight chance, but not a lot of rain. And your daytime temps are going to be in the high 60s to the mid 70s, with your night times in the high 40s to the mid 50s. Bake Evan Knob shelter there in Pennsylvania. There's no rain you're looking at, no significant chance of rain during the week, and your highs are going to be in the low 70s with nighttime lows, or excuse me, that was highs in the 70s during the day with lows around 50 at night. So great week for hiking pretty much all up and down the trail, and look forward to some great pictures and some great video from folks out there on their social media page. Where's the hiker bubble right now? Well, it is coming into the 100-mile wilderness, and so we should be seeing a lot of folks over the next couple weeks finishing up their no-mow and finishing up their summit at Katahdin. Hikers on the trail, we got updates for Chuck Norris. He is entering the Bigelows and will be summiting Katahdin, hopefully on his 50th birthday, which will be 9/26. He says the nights have been chilly in the 40s, but the water ports where he's at and behind him are pretty good. He's been hiking with Highwayman on and off, and he says he's about half a day plus or minus in front of X. Runa has crossed over into Maine. Valkyrie is back on the trail and on her Sobo flip-flop, or Sobo portion of her flip-flop, and she left Harper's Ferry a few days ago, and she's in the Shanties. Hawk he's taking on the Kinsman tomorrow on his Sobo section of his yo-yo. So he's already summiting Katahdin, and he's on his way back to Springer. X, she's somewhere around mile 1970 and finally become a believer. So a believer is somebody who, once they reach a certain point in their hike, they believe they are definitely going to summit, and it no longer becomes a Appalachian Trail through hike attempt. It is now an Appalachian through hike. So congratulations on reaching that mental milestone, X. You know, after hanging with her and Baby Feet and her family there at Trail Days, I had no inclination that you were not going to finish. That never occurred to me, you know, barring some type of injury, that, you know, falling and breaking something like that, knock on wood, it never occurred to me that you would not be making it. So I'm looking forward to seeing you doing that, and she should be summited somewhere around in about 12 days. Amen Hikings, they should be starting the 100-mile wilderness if they can escape the Shaw Vortex. Swan Dive is a new person we've been watching, and I'll leave her Instagram account down in the description section. But she's reached Harper's Ferry on her Sobo, and she was number 50 there, and that was on September 11th. So her Instagram page is Sunny Delight. So go there and comment to her and support her along the way. Quicksand, he is going to be crossing over in Connecticut here shortly on his Sobo hike, and he does a great job of updating us on his YouTube account and his IG account, and so we've enjoyed watching that. He does some really good photography there. Bear report's pretty much the same. You got bears up in Vermont around the shelters there, bears around Virginia in the Grayson Highlands, bears in the Shanties, bears in the Smokies. All of these have cautions out. Cosby Knob shelter in the Smokies is closed, so you will not be able to go there or stay there overnight. So those are pretty much the same standard bear reports that we've been having pretty much for the last couple of updates, and we still have not hadn't become an official bear report as far as the ATC is concerned, but we do still have a issue of the bear around the Delaware Water Gap area there on mile 1290, that the bear's not backing down from people and not bluff charging, it's just charging people. So be careful around that area as well. If you come across a bear, and not just see a bear, but if you have any type of encounter, or the bear seems to be aggressive or obviously getting in your pack or something, or taking food, then you can go to the ATC website and report that. Or you can go down the description section. There's a link there for reporting that as well. So I encourage you to do that. So that helps keep everybody safe out there on the trail. I'll be hitting the trail in about 2 weeks. I'll be doing the northern section and my final section of the Smoky, so I'm looking forward to that. I will be putting out a video on that. I'm also going to be doing a video here over the next week or so on the Kimsey Creek Trail that is around the Franklin, North Carolina area. It takes in there around, I believe it's Trey Mountain, Standing Indian Mountain, and it's you can loop up to it. It's an actually approach trail to the AT. It loops up to a deep gap, and then you can come out at Rock Gap and go back down to the trailhead down there. So that's pretty good one you can do now. Be a great one to do in the fall when the leaves start changing, and they're going to be changing any time now in North Carolina. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. Folks, that's all I've got. Don't forget, down in the bottom there in the description section, our Hikers Helping Hikers section down there. You can go, and folks that are selling things to support their hike, but just hikers helping other hikers in general, and you can go up in and be a part of that. That's all I got. Appreciate you hanging in there for the end. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out there.